Welcome once again to our video podcast as we continue to count down the top 15 classic rock albums of all time here at 95 KQDS. We call it the KQ Ultimate 15. Sean Scramstead, the Vice President of Midwest Communications, Radio Renaissance, man. You've done on-air, you've done sales, you've swept the floors, you've done it all. And you've been running this operation for a good long time now. I'm Jason Manning with the KQ Morning Show. And we love this segment. We're having a lot of fun with the Ultimate 15. We've had the Freewheelin' Bob Dylan at number 15. Yep. We've had U2's Joshua Tree last week.
Yes, we did.
At number 14.
Where it belonged.
And again, we had some, I don't want to say it was a contentious argument.
No, it was not contentious.
No, but you're the boss, so that's where it ended up, number 13. Number 14. This is number 13, and we are both in full agreement that this absolutely deserved its place in the Ultimate 15 from 1991, September 24th, 91, Nirvana's Nevermind. I have notes here. I don't even need the notes for this album because I can tell you exactly where I was when I discovered this. Lived in an apartment down in Minneapolis with my best friend. I worked overnights. He worked days at a drugstore. And I got home, had my bowl of cereal, flipped on MTV on a TV about this big, and they premiered at 7:30 in the morning a video from a new band called Nirvana. Sitting there mindlessly eating my cereal. It Smells Like Teen Spirit. I was transfixed to the point I called my buddy at work and I said, okay, things are about to change, just so you know. And I'm not even kidding. And as soon as that hit the MTV airwaves, it shifted. It was a generational shift in music. It really was.
We were just talking about this. I was talking with our producer, Mike, there.
Yeah.
We were talking about shifts in music, and this was one back in 91. And it sort of opened the door, kind of like the Beatles did way back when. This kind of opened the door for that Seattle sound. And then it turned into, there was pretty much four big bands in that sound, right? There was Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, who am I missing? Alice in Chains.
Sure.
And Nirvana.
Nirvana, there you go.
So Nirvana kind of opened the door. They were the big band, and this was their second album. They released Smells Like Teen Spirit.
Teen Spirit was the first one, yeah.
And then Come As You Are was the sort of the backup.
Sure.
But that was a great song. I read a little bit about what Kurt Cobain was trying to do here, and he was trying to write more pop-oriented songs in this, and it did kind of work for him.
It did, and what happened with Cobain is after this was produced, Butch Vig was the producer, and it's a slick-sounding album considering what Nirvana was all about. And Cobain wasn't necessarily thrilled with the slick sound, so then when they released their follow-up In Utero shortly before his death, they were purposely writing songs and going for a sound that would keep them off the radio, but Kurt's pop sensibilities being what they were, it didn't happen. He was that good where he overrode himself in trying to write harsh songs.
Yeah, I actually was taking a look at some of the lyrics today on Smells Like Teen Spirit, and I think the lyrics are just incredible. I think he really was a good writer. And in fact, I happened to be just talking to my wife this morning we were talking about our kids and how everybody's got a screen in front of them every second. And it did remind me of the lyric in this song, you know, here we are now, entertain us, right?
Sure.
And it's almost like a generational mantra, you know. It's everybody's got to be entertained every second. Really prescient. I mean, he really he was really ahead of his time, I think.
He was, and it like you just pointed out, it absolutely still resonates today. And you know, the secret weapon for this band sonically, I still think, was Dave Grohl. They brought him on as drummer, and he was John Bonham-esque. And I know that may be sacrilege, but he was that good. He hit the drum. He hit him like a man, as they say. And and obviously going on with the Foo Fighters and the career he's had, he was obviously hugely gifted. Right. He had I always like the story too. He had a ton of songs, and people would ask him, "Why didn't you contribute those songs to Nirvana?" And his joke is, "What's the last thing the drummer heard when he said, 'Hey, I've got a song'?" You're fired.
You're fired.
So Grohl knew where his bread was buttered, and he knew his job, and obviously it paid off for him.
You know, it's too bad this band wasn't able to carry on for a while longer.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it's just 25 years ago on April 5th. That was the 25th anniversary of Cobain's death, which I remember where I was when I heard it, and it was one of those "where were you" moments. I can't believe it's been a quarter of a century now.
He was the archetypical tortured artist. He really was. Right?
And again, to this album's credit, a generational shift in music. This killed hair metal. This killed your Motley Crues and your Poisons and all that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I love that music, and it's coming back, of course, because that's our classic rock now. But back then, that was it.
Yeah.
This just completely shifted everything.
Yeah, it really kind of ushered in alternative rock for the most part and changed music in a big way. So it definitely deserves to be 13. And I think that's a good spot for it. We agree?
We do agree on that one.
Right.
There's no question about it.
Very
The
cool.
KQ Ultimate 15, number 13, Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit. Brought to you by Musico Round and our friends at Cars Complete Auto Care in Woodland, Gronk's Grill and Bar, and Denny's Lawn and Garden. Number 12 coming up next week. For Sean, I'm Jason. Thanks for checking us out. We'll talk to you soon.